Today we will talk about few more commands in VI editor. In the previous sessions we have seen that this is one of the good features of one of the powerful feature of VI editor, that if I would like, this is the file for example, okay, and this file has some content, this is F1 for example, and here I want to search some word, apple for example. If I want to search for apple in this file, then I will go to first command mode, okay, just by pressing escape. Then next, okay, we'll give the command search, or we'll go into the execution mode. Okay, we'll go to the command mode and we'll type slash apple. Then the first occurrence of the apple will be located. Then again, if I want to find out the next occurrence, again I have to retype this command, okay, and this will do searching in the forward direction. This will do searching in the forward direction. But and similarly, if I go to the command mode and then use this question mark apple, it will locate the first occurrence of the apple, okay, from the bottom and goes in the backward direction. But again, for the first occurrence in the backward direction will be located, but if I want the second occurrence in the backward direction, again I have to retype this command. I don't want this. What I want is, I want to go for sequence of occurrences. I want to see in my file if apple is existing 13 times for example, then I should have some mechanism in which I can see every occurrence of that apple in this file. How can I do that? Okay, in order to support that, okay, we have one command, okay, in command mode, this n and n. Now this is very important to understand, this is very confusing. They are actually, okay, n doesn't takes you forward, n takes you forward, and small n takes you forward direction, in forward direction, and n will take you in backward direction. But this forward and backward directions are actually the relative positions. They are not, they are actually relative directions. They are not absolute directions. What do you mean by relative direction? In order to understand this functionality, okay, we'll just understand this. See for us, for a user, okay, if I am moving from left to right and top to bottom, then we call it as forward. We call it as forward. But if you are moving, right to left, bottom to top, then we'll call it as backward. This for us, okay. But the forward and backward, what I have written is not with respect to us, but it's a relative I have written. Okay, in order to understand that, assume that, okay, here we are standing, okay, and the goal of this user is to move to this target place. Assume that there are two target places, target T1 and target T2. Okay. If its goal is to move from this point source to this target, then I will call this direction as forward direction. I will call this as forward direction. Right? Now, if I come in this direction, then I will call it as backward direction. But if the goal of this user, okay, is to move from this source to this target, then I will consider this as a forward direction. Remember, if this line is moving from middle to left, I am calling it as forward. Then if it is middle to right, I should call it as backward, but I am not calling it as backward, I am calling it as forward, because they are relative in fact. Okay. So in the same way, okay, this n and n works in our VI editor. Okay. For example, okay, assume that if I have written like this, I want to search apple. Now it means forward slash means my goal is to move, okay, from left top to bottom left. Okay, that is for forward, user forward. Okay, and when we write this question mark and when we write apple, then it is backward. It is user backward. Okay, but they are relative in the sense, if I have used slash apple, okay, now after slash apple, if I if I have hit n command, then you know that our forward direction is from top left to top to bottom, right. So it means n will take me always to the forward direction. Always it will take me to the forward direction, and uppercase N will take me in the reverse direction, in the backward direction. So assume suppose if I have given this command question mark and apple. Okay. Now what happens here? The goal is to move from bottom right to top left. Okay, that is called forward for it. So it means when I take n, it moves forward. Okay, it moves forward relatively, but actually for us it is called as backward. Okay, and if I type n, actually it goes backward because target is different, but for us it is called forward. So it means for forward slash, actually it goes forward, okay, but for us also it is forward, and n, okay, it goes backward, and actually it is moving backward. But when I use question mark, n again takes forward only, but for us it seems to be backward because they are relative. Okay, n it moves backward, but for us it seems to be a forward. So here n forward and n backward is relative positions. Okay, they are relative positions, but for the user they have two different modes. If you are using slash, n takes you forward, and capital N will take you backward. If you take this, n takes you backward and capital N takes you forward. This is for user. This is our relative perception, right? So that's why in book, okay, they have given it like this with respect to the user. Okay. If you want to find out the actual relative position, actually, if this concept is clear, then we can map it. Okay, how n is working, small n and capital N is working. Okay, let us see this example. So let's go to file vi, my file. So let us see which word is repeated many number of times here. Okay, 2 is repeated, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, TO is repeated many number of times here. So what do we do is, we'll first go for forward slash 2. Okay, now it is showing me, should be in command mode, not in execution mode. 2. Okay, so because the cursor position was at L, that's why it was showing this 2 and skip this. We'll go into the middle of this. So for that 1G. Okay, go to first line. I'll search for 2. Okay, now again if I want to search, again I have to type the command 2. I don't want to do that, so for that I'll use n. I'm pressing n. See how nicely it is taking me to the next occurrence. Now at the bottom, when it hits the bottom, again it is continuing the search from top. So it is moving from left to top to bottom right. Okay. So see, again I am pressing small n, small n, small n, small n, small n. Okay. Now shift uppercase N, taking me backward. Okay, when it hits the backward, again it starts from bottom. Okay, now this is how we understood. Now again I go to first line, 1 capital G. Okay, now I'll use question mark 2. Now it will start from bottom, you see. Okay, it has started from bottom. Now I'm pressing small n. It is taking me actually forward relative, but for us it seems to be backward. Okay, and when it hits the bottom top, again it continues from the bottom. Again I want to move forward here, user forward, then I'll use shift uppercase N. That's my forward. So this is how this small s, small n and uppercase N works. Okay. Now we'll see a few more things about substitution. Search. How do you search and replace a particular word in VI editor? For that we need to be aware with the syntax. Okay. Now the syntax is as follows. Syntax for searching is colon. When I have written colon, it means that we are in execution mode. So I will specify the address, and forward slash. Then I will give source pattern forward slash target pattern forward slash flags. They are optionals. Okay, if you want to use flags, you use, otherwise you can skip. Now what is the meaning of this? Okay, we will give the address here. It means that the source pattern will be replaced with target pattern. Okay. Source pattern is replaced by target pattern. Let's write an example. Suppose if I have written like this, s dot s, okay, I want to search 2 and I want to replace 2 with tag 2. What happens? It will search this source pattern TO in the file. In the file, if 2 is existing, it will remove this 2 and replace this 2 with tag 2. Only for the current line. Okay, this means dot means only for the current line. Now I don't want it for the current line. I want it for some specific line, 3rd line, 4th line, 13th line. Then I can use this factor also. Suppose if I am interested in changing all the occurrences of 2 with tag 2 in the entire file. Okay, in the entire file, there are 2 versions of this commands. One is, you can use this address as 1 comma $n, not $n, it's for printing line. 1 comma $. It means from first line, start from first line to the last line, search for 2 and replace it with tag 2. Okay. Now the problem with this is, no, not the problem. What does it do? It will replace all the 2's with tag 2's in your file. Okay. Now let us see how this works. Now my current cursor position is at T, but here when we are using 1 comma $, then the current position doesn't matter, right? Now what we'll do is, we'll replace this 2 with tag 2, or so shift, so 1 comma $, replace 2 with TATTOO. Then you have seen that wherever 2 was there, okay, that has been replaced with tag 2. Okay. Wherever you are seeing tag 2, you are having 2 there. So I'll just undo this. So now here it is replacing all the occurrences of 2 with tag 2 in the entire file. But one thing we need to remember. Now assume that I'll just append, okay, into just let me see how many lines. Okay, there are different lines. So I'll go for append to be to into, right? On to be to for example. Okay, so I'm just writing this content, not an editor command. Okay, right. Okay, uppercase W is not an editor command, it should be smaller case. Okay. Now again I'm repeating the search, 1 to last line, search for 2 and replace it with this one. But when you have seen, okay, every occurrence of 2 is replaced. Okay, yeah, this is in uppercase, that's why it is not. But here still we'll see few 2's. Okay, it means that this command is replacing all the occurrences of 2 with tattoo. In every line, only the first occurrence is changed, not all the occurrences are changed. Okay, this is very important. So now my aim is not this. My aim is to convert 2 with tattoo all the occurrences in a file, even though if there are more than one occurrence in a single line. What does it do is, it will just replace the first occurrence of the source pattern with the target pattern in a single line. In next line again first occurrence. Okay, I don't want that. I want every occurrence to be replaced with this. In that situation we'll use this flags. Okay, now these flags are used 1 comma $s 2 with tattoo /g global for all. It does replacement for all. So now I'll just undo this command. Okay, now again we have seen all 2 2's. Okay, now again I'll repeat the command, 1 comma $s and what's that, 2 /tattoo/g. Okay, now when you have seen, you see every occurrence has been changed. Is it or not? Again I am undoing this operation. Let us do operation on these lines. Okay, here we have r. Okay, there are 3 times r, no 3 times r, total in total r are 5 times, no is 3 times. Now I would like to change to all the first to last line. Okay, search for r and replace it with year. Okay, when you see only one word year, there is here this r was the first occurrence that was replaced with year, remaining r's are left out, and here because there is only one occurrence of r, that's why it has changed r with year. I'll just undo this operation, we will get the contents back. But I want global replacement, so for that we'll go for 1 comma $s, search for r and replace it with EAR globally. Okay, so it will do for every occurrence in the line. Okay, undo this operation. Now similarly we can also do interactive editing. For example, what do you mean by interactive editing? Suppose there are many, here we have many occurrences of 2 and I want to replace only few 2's and not all, and I can't write any expression for that specific replacement. Then I can go for interactive replacement. For example, the flag which is used is C. I want to just replace first to last line, search for the target 2 and replace it with tattoo globally and interactive part. So here when I hit enter, Okay, it gives replace this tattoo, yes, first occurrence S, then it has replaced. Again it is asking me S, okay, yes, then I'll go for no also, then S. So no, I have typed 2 times no, so okay, 2 times 2 was replaced. They have not been modified to tattoo. Okay. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. This is how we did. So these are these are called interactive modifications, which can be done with the help of C. Okay. So we have learned one more command called 1, $S 2 tattoo GC. Okay. So this C is an interactive one. Here you can give option whether you want to replace it here or not. Now again you can write different variations of this command. For example, few of them I'll write here. Okay. What is the meaning of 10, 50 S 2 with tattoo? It means it does only replace, it doesn't replace all the contents of a file, but it replaces from line 10 to 50. Search for this 2 and replace it globally. Here if you want interaction, you can write C also. Okay. And similarly we have seen 2 year GC. So there are different variations which you can go and followed by this. And after this we will see few more commands. For example, okay, just tell what would be the meaning of this $S what is the meaning of this command? Dollar search RE replace with FERRA. Now what does it do is it will, now there is different meaning from this command and this command, RE/FERRA/G. The difference is dollar means in last line. In last line, search for RE. When it has found the first occurrence of it, replace it with Ferrari. That's what. The meaning of this command is in the last line, search for RE. For every occurrences of RE, replace it with Ferrari. And it does only operation on a single line, not on all lines. Okay. Let us see that. In last line, we have no R. Okay. So I'd like to first delete that line. Okay. So $S RE FERRA. Okay, I'll just undo this operation and repeat the command $S RE FERRA global replacement. Okay. So it did this. So this is how all the commands are working. Now what do we do is there is one more important command that being in VA editor we can go to shell and modify the contents. See the status of process state table and how many users logged in, so on. So just we'll quit from this. Okay, quit doesn't work because we did any modification. So I want to quit first, write and quit. Okay, this will work fine. Now I'll create one new files for exercise. Okay, and here I'll write few example problems and we'll try to solve them. Okay, how will you add /* at the beginning of a line and at the end. Okay, you see this problems and try to write down the commands and execute in your system. And another question could be, how do you move to line number suppose 50, and then write the remaining lines including that line to a separate file. Okay. Third question is, suppose you are in the middle of your work, then how can you see the list of users currently logged in? Okay. Next question is, how do you and you differ when you fail to work? Next is, if the power machine is cut off while a VI session is active, then how does it affect your work? And how do you recover it? Okay. Yeah, we'll just try to solve these 5 questions. Okay. How will you add, suppose this is my file and this file contains few line, suppose it's a C program, for example, and this is the name of the program which is written and not commented. So when I use vi program1.c, when I hit enter, I will be on the first character of the first line. Then how do you insert these comments? Okay, first, okay, by default you will be in command mode. Okay, don't worry, or you can move it to command mode using escape. Okay, so in fact no need of writing this, because when you enter, by default you will be in command mode. If you are not in command mode, then you can type escape, okay, then it will take you to the command mode, and because if it is the first line, then you can write another command 1G, okay, and hit enter. So this will take you to the first line, first character of the first line. Then shift, okay, uppercase I. This I actually, so it means when you press uppercase I, okay, it will allow you to insert in the beginning of that line. After that you just type star, okay. Then again third step, escape, again it goes to command mode, then shift A. So this is actually uppercase A. So it will append to the last line, okay, and again type this command. That's what. Okay, this series of commands will do the work now. Second problem. How do you move to line number 50 and then write the remaining lines, including that line, to a separate file? Okay. Suppose I have 100 lines here. Okay. How can I move to 50th line of this? It's very easy. Okay. The first command is go to command mode, then 50G, third. There is one more option. You can go to escape plus shift plus colon or semicolon. It gives you an execution mode. You can write 50 and hit enter. So there are both ways of going to 50th line. Now our current line is what? 50. Now after this, I want to write this contents, means dot current line to the last line, write to file 2. Suppose this is P1, then a new file 2 will be created, and it will have all the contents from line number 50 to the last line, okay, including the current line. This is how does it works. These are the sequence of steps. There are two ways you can do that. In the midst of your work, how can you see the list of users currently logged in? Yeah, this is very important command and most oftenly used by as if you are executing or running C programs. This happens when you are in VI editor session. Now example, now we are in VI editor session, right? These are all the questions which have been written. Now I want to find out how many users are currently logged in. In order to know that, what is the command to find out who are the users who are currently logged in? For example, WHO, who is the command? But this command cannot be executed in VI. Now there are two ways to do. One way is you first exit from the VI session and execute this command. Then again come back to create another new session of VI and go on with your work. But I am not interested in exiting the current VI session. Keeping that session as it is, I want to see this command and again come back to this. So for that there is one executable command, a command which will be executed in execution mode called sh. Okay. When we type this command, then it creates a child process of shell, and shell will be given to you. You can execute all the commands, shell commands there. After executing all the shell commands, again you can come back just by typing exit. Again you will back to the VI session. Okay. Let's see that now. Now here we are working with VI. I will just go to sh. Okay. It has given me what? The command prompt. I can find out how many users are currently logged in. Then again when I go for exit, again I will back to the VI session, right? So this is how. So generally this is used a lot for C programmers, because every time I don't want to quit, again come, run it program. If there are any modifications, come back to VI session, again open a VI session, again do modifications. It is very tedious. So we can use this command very easily. Now, question number 4 already we discussed. U, it will do last undo action, and uppercase U, it does a series of undo actions only for a single line. But if you did lot of series of modification in a single line, and when you go to next line, then capital U doesn't works because you are in new line now. Okay, all the series of actions which has been modified was in the previous line, but now you are in the current line. So this is a place where uppercase U fail. If the power of the machine is cut off, then we can use a recovery session, as I have told you, VI space option R, file name, or in execution mode you can type recover. Okay. So I will show you one small example of running C program and how do you compile and execute that C program being in the VI session. Okay. So let's quit. Okay, VI, okay, demo or example.c. Okay. So now here we'll write printf. Okay, how to execute C program. Just one message I am typing and return 0. Okay. I would like to save this. Okay. After saving this, when I want to compile, I will go to shell command. Okay. Now here ccex.c, it compiles. Okay. Then when I want to run this a.out, okay, how to execute the C program. So it is giving me the output, and I can exit, come back to the VI session again, and I can go to the first line 1G, 1G. Okay. So this is how we can use the VI session efficiently and effectively. There are many commands available, but this will help you in to improve your editing power. Okay. I will summarize. You have seen that how to search for a particular string in a forward and backward direction, and not only for one occurrences. I want a series of occurrences. Then we'll use small n and uppercase n, and they are relative, right? And we have seen how to search and replace a particular string with the help of the syntax. Okay, we can give the address and a source pattern and a target pattern, so that the source pattern is searched in a file and replaced it with the target pattern. Flags can also be given. Okay, if you want to do for every occurrence in the entire file, we'll use G, and I want to do for every occurrence in a file, for entire file, for every occurrence of a word in entire file, but not for conditionally for all or conditionally for few. Then we'll use interactive session C. Okay, in the middle of VI session, if you would like to perform any shell commands, if you want to execute any shell command, then without terminating the existing VI session, then we can use this command :sh. So it will give you the shell prompt, which is a child process of VI. Then again you can execute, and when you type exit command, you will back to the VI session again. Okay. So we'll stop here and continue in the next session.